Sage for a second here. Today we're looking at the Dragonfly accessory pack for the final faction. Steel uses the Dragonfly accessory pack. It has a lot of cool features. I've actually talked about this quite a bit, so let's just pop in there. As soon as I pulled it out of the package, the thing is already falling apart. The helmet looks badass. Get very three color tones here. You can turn it. You put it on the head without the armor, though, and it does look like there's a little bit of protection missing there. And that's because this helmet is designed to be used without armor, so that you wouldn't see that much of the neck normally. As you can see here, here he is with the armor on. From behind, you can still see a little neck, but from the front, he's very much armored up and protected. Okay, so of course, the reason the back isn't armored up is because that's where the Dragonfly armor flight suit's going to go. Okay, and as soon as I had this out of the package, it was already coming apart. You can see how the wings have a recess that they peg into with a peg on top. They also have a piece that goes on top of them to hold them in place. So the bottom wings have the bigger joints, I would guess you would call it, so you know what, you can't get them mixed up or anything. They're not exactly the same. The tail end does have the cool gun still. It will pop off a little bit, but it does turn and pivot different directions. So here it is on the figure, and it's sort of staying on the figure okay. So you can see pegging these wings right here, and then this part goes on top of that. And then those wings go on top of that, and then the very top part is this little bitty, it looks almost like a jetpack. If you look at it, it could easily be used for other customizing and things of that nature. It's really cool looking. All of it together actually looks pretty cool. It doesn't love to stay together, so I'd be careful giving this to a younger child. The missiles will slide onto the little ridges they have here. The only concern is they don't have a grip point to hold them on there, so they fall off pretty easily. But that's pretty much the whole thing. It falls apart pretty easily. Eventually, I got frustrated with enough. I decided to go ahead and start gluing it together, and I had to be very careful because I didn't want to glue the wings so that they wouldn't move. Eventually, I broke down and started using the baking powder super glue trick to try to get it all to stay together and connect together. You know, the figure is not really super child friendly, but it's really cool looking, and it has really cool designs and ideas to it. I just wish that it would stay on the figure better. Something about mine, the peg for the jetpack itself, I feel like it needed to be the flashing removed or something. To get it to really kind of, it doesn't sit flush with my figure, and this may just be a defect with mine or the figure itself, because I've had this figure apart trying to do customs and stuff. But here you can see the gluing process where I was trying to glue it all together and hit it with baking soda and trying to get it to work. It was really kind of frustrating because I love the design. If it was just, I think the problem is, to meet the price point, they didn't have the time to have it manufactured and glued together in the factory or whatever. And I think that is actually kind of the worst part about this, is that it's a beautiful CGI concept, but I don't think it should have been necessarily sold at this price point, because it's really cool, but unless you're a customizer like me and willing to take the time to glue it all together and stuff, it can be pretty frustrating for someone to use. I do love the helmet, and for $1.25 you get a lot of great parts. And if you're willing to take the time to glue it together, spend 20 minutes to an hour gluing it together, then go ahead and, get this. You'll love it. Okay, so final thoughts. For a kid, this isn't a great accessory pack because it does require so much almost model building skills. Whereas for a customizer like myself, this is an awesome accessory pack. You get a cool helmet, you get a cool armor bit, you get this flight suit thing that really you would never find any other toy line, and it's got a lot of character and it's really cool. Anyway, so if you like these kinds of videos, like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, pour on the plastic.